Doc.
Who is he?
I don't know. He's a new recruit. I don't even know his name.
He possesses great skills.
Do what you do best.
What's that?
Hunt.
Keep practicing.
Stick around.
Hey, what's up guys? Sam, your Contagious Collection, back with another video. Welcome to my channel, welcome to the game room, back with another one. It's been a while since I dropped a video game pickups video, and I said, yeah, let's do this. Just been waiting for a lot of stuff to get here, especially like a few eBay packages, and there are still a couple of things I'm waiting on, but I said I wanted to drop this video before Christmas. So with that saying, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. Hope you guys are all doing really good. And this might be the last video for this year, but I definitely will be, making more videos in the future. I don't want you guys to think that I quit YouTube or anything like that. It's probably been like over a month or close to 2 months, give or take, since I have dropped a video. But anyway, you still know the drill. Sit back, relax, grab your favorite drink and snacks, and here we go. Hope you guys enjoy the video. Gonna get right into it, guys. Got a lot of great stuff. And yeah, let's get started. First thing I'm gonna start off with is the eBay packages. Got a lot of Genesis games, a lot of retro stuff, certain things that I really wanted to add to the collection. And the first game that I picked up is Undeadline for the Sega Genesis, which I believe is or was an unreleased title, or I don't know if it's like a hack or a new made game. Far as I know, I think it was an unreleased title, but it looked really cool. Checked out the gameplay footage. It's basically like an on-foot shmup type of game where you're walking as a character on foot, and there's like a horde of enemies coming at you, and it's a shooter on foot. So I don't know what they exactly call that, but it is a shmup, kind of like a vertical shmup as far as like I checked out the video gameplay footage, and it looked really good, and I got it for a really good deal, so really happy with that. Undeadline for the Sega Genesis. Next game I picked up, I think this is like an action platformer style game, and that is Jewel Master. I only got this for like $10. With free shipping, which I think was a really good deal. And it looked like a really interesting game. And this had been actually on my list to get games. So really happy to pick that up. Not in the best of condition, but it's a super fun game. And that's what matters, of course. Next one, I got a solid, really good deal on this as well. Solid game, a really good beat 'em up game that would play kind of like similar to like, Streets of Rage or The Punisher, things like that. And the guy had the game at, or I think it was on best offer, shot him an offer, he accepted it. So another one that I'm very, very excited to add to the collection, and that is Mystical Fighter for the Sega Genesis. Solid beat 'em up game, really good. Next one, I do have this game in my collection, but I wanted to get the case for it. As far as like Genesis games goes, for like displaying it, I'm really looking out for cases right now. I don't care if the manual is not there, but if I do get it for a good deal, I will pick up the manual as well. But as far as like for displaying it, the cartridges on itself doesn't work very well for me. It looks a lot better, with the case displayed on the shelf, and what is where. It's just something about certain games where the fonts are like really tiny and then they just don't pop out on the shelf. So anyway, I ended up getting a case for Tiny Toon Adventures, Buster's Hidden Treasure, another phenomenal action platformer game. Again, I do have the game. It's on the shelf over there. So it is semi-complete. The manual is not in there, but the case and cover art are in very nice condition. Really cool action platformer game. Let's put that there. Alrighty. Next, again, this was one of the things that I didn't get as far as for the game. It didn't arrive on time, so that's going to be in the next pickups video next year in 2023. And another Genesis game cartridge alone that I got for a really good deal. Another one that I was looking out for. I didn't get that either. So a couple of things that didn't arrive on time. But anyway, I did get the game for this. The case did arrive on time, but unfortunately the game didn't. And that is Maximum Carnage. Another really good, beat 'em up game. Maximum Carnage. And there are two variants as far as like for the cartridges go. There's a black cartridge variant, and there's also a red one. So the red one looks really cool. It just pops out with, the red fonts and stuff like that. But I don't know what the difference is. Is like the red one maybe like more sought after? Is it like a collector's edition? I don't know. But I have noticed it where there's a red cartridge on that game and a black one. And a lot of games do have that with like different label variants or cartridge color variants. Anyway, got another game again for a really good deal. Sage's Creation, which this is a really good, or I don't know if they're still around, but a really good publisher or a video game company creator or whatever you want to call them. I don't know the exact sayings of whatever that it comes to those. Anyway, I ended up picking up Crackdown for the Sega Genesis. No manual. Again, not in the best of shape, but it'll do for now. Hopefully, in the future I find something else and it'll be a upgrade for it. So it looked like a really interesting game. And next one I picked up is Thunder Force 2 for the Sega Genesis. Again, no manual. Definitely, this is a label upgrade as far as for the cartridge goes. And I like to do that from time to time. Again, if the price is right, I like to upgrade even label arts, manuals, whatever. And yeah, Thunder Force 2 for the Sega Genesis. Next thing I'm going to show before I get into the rest of the games, I got a few more games that I got off of eBay. I actually ended up getting a Ninja Turtle figure, which this is the first one that I've actually bought online. Every figure, everything that I have has been from the wild. But this certain character, I never had it as a kid, and I've always wanted them. It just, the colors and everything just pops out. Got it for a few bucks. And I was also going to get Slash too, like the vintage figure. And the guy messages me and says, oh, while I was packaging the figure, somehow the arm broke. Now, I don't know if this was seller's remorse. I don't understand how hard plastic like that could break. Again, you don't know like what these people do, because I got a really good deal with it. So I was like, if that's the case, okay, that sucks, but give me my refund, give me my money back. And sure enough, of course, he did. So unfortunately, I did not get Slash. I'm still looking out for that figure. And I did end up getting Walkabout. This was from a different seller. It was kind of dirty. And what I like to do is I like to wash him down with like soap really well. There was some griminess to it a little bit here and there. Kind of dusty. But it's very clean and fresh now. And that is Walkabout. And this one, I think this is from 1991. Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah. Pretty cool. I got this for like $7. Again, I don't come across figures every day, but I have been getting lucky with them. I mean, majority of my collection, I would say, again, 99.9 when it comes to the Ninja Turtle collection, it's all from the wild. That's the only one Walkabout that I actually got online, and I thought that was a really good deal. So, you might pay a little bit more online, obviously, and that's fine. So, that was that. Next thing, I got G.I. Joe, the Atlantis Factor for the Nintendo. Again, got a really good deal on this. Not in the best of shape. The label is really messed up. But another one that I wanted to add to the collection. Very happy with that as well. Another really good, solid action platformer. Got The King of Fighters Dream Match 1999 for the Sega Dreamcast. Another great fighter game. Got a couple of PS1 Japanese imports. And that is Psychic Force for the PS1, which is a fighter style game. And I also got Hermie Hopperhead, which I had this in my collection, but definitely a manual and a disc upgrade. So if there is a way for you guys to play this game, I mean, I'm really happy. A few years ago, I ended up getting a Japanese PS2, a slim one. And of course, it is backwards compatible where you could play PS1 games. Highly recommended, guys. A lot of these games are like super cheap, and compared to like the US versions, they're a lot cheaper, and it's an easier way to play where you don't have to break the bank, you know, to get these games. Anyway, solid title, another one, very good game. I just love my action platformers. It's just something about it. I don't know. Certain genres I'm really into, as far as like, of course, gaming goes. Next one, action RPG, another one of my favorites, and this is Samurai Legend Musashi. Love the graphics on this, the drawing, the way the characters are. It looks kind of like cel shaded in a way. I think I had this in my collection, but I don't know what the heck happened. A lot of my games end up going missing, or I misplaced them, or I don't know where the heck they are. But I would say this is definitely an upgrade as well for the disc and the manual. So another really good, fun action platformer game, and that is Samurai Legend Musashi for the PS2. Next thing I'm going to get into is I got another pair of shoes, and my brother actually got me a pair of slides, which is really cool. Thanks a lot for that, bro. Really appreciate it. These black and red Nike slides, which I'd never seen before, and they actually have like air bubbles in them, like kind of like a shoe. I've never seen, slides, slippers with the air bubble like that, which is pretty badass. And I love black and red as far as like, the color combinations go. So he just randomly called up. He's like, I want to get some slippers. What colors do you want? I was like, black and red, because I already have a pair of black and white ones. And really appreciate that. Very cool of my brother. Also, heads up, guys. This will be in the next video next year. I am working on a basically 2 separate shelves that I'm going to add into the game collection. Custom made. Again, thanks to my brother, bro. You're doing so much for me. I really appreciate it. Really awesome of you to help me out like that. He's really good with carpentering and all of that good stuff and building stuff. And I did apply like the stain and the lacquer on it and here and there. So it's almost going to be done with. We're just waiting for it to dry up in the backyard. And before I bring it in, because the scent is, it's pretty strong. I don't want that in the game room. So that's in the works. Very excited for that. I'm going to add a couple of shelves. Everything's going to get more organized in here. My consoles were like usually here and there all over the place. And everything's going to get neat and organized. Every console is going to be neat in like little boxes. And we took the measurements and everything with it. And it pretty much took us the first shelf, building it, putting the stain on it, which is like a darker mocha type stain, and the lacquer. It probably took us to build all together to finish it up, maybe 6 hours, give or take. But the second one took a little bit longer because I was doing it by myself and I stained it and I put the lacquer on it. So it took like, just alone, maybe about a couple hours to finish up just the stain and putting like the finishing touches to it. But still worth it. Can't wait to put that up. It's going to look really cool. So heads up for that, guys. I will be showing that and possibly do maybe a game room tour in the future. We'll see. So besides the slides, I ended up getting another pair of Jordan shoes. I actually wanted the Cherry 12s, which were the Cherry 11s, excuse me. but I wasn't able to get them. This was the first time that I actually stood in line, and they just didn't have it in my size. I went to like 4 stores total. Then after that, I was like, forget about this. I'm not driving here and there just for shoes. And again, I really wanted those shoes, but I wasn't able to get them. So the following day, the normal, usual shoe store that I go to, I ended up getting these Dub Zero UNCs. Super solid, beautiful shoe. One thing that I don't like about it, still looks good, not a big deal. Instead of the patent leather being black, they could have done like a darker blue, which would have popped out and looked a lot better with the UNC blue. And it's still a badass shoe. I love it. Don't get me wrong. And it has laser stitching where it's all different types of Jordan shoes on it. And these shoes have been out forever, but I feel like a lot of people like don't really even like collectors or sneakerheads. I think that a lot of collectors or people who wear shoes aren't really into these that much for whatever reason. I absolutely love it. The shape of the shoe, everything about it, even this back tab right here, and it says Jordan right there. The bottom soles, it's overall a super clean shoe, man. Beautiful. One thing that I, again, have to say, if I was to design a shoe myself, a dark blue patent leather instead of the black, still looks fire. Don't get me wrong. I might end up getting like a North Carolina jersey with this and rock it like that. I think it'll look badass, but it has to have that black color in it as well, which I've seen before. So it will look pretty cool together. And yeah, guys, the UNC Dub Zeros, another pair of shoes to the collection. Next thing I'm going to show is, let's go to these two. I went to GameStop because I had been there like a few years back, and I remembered that they have like really cool Christmas related, ornaments or things like that. I wanted to get like some ornaments for the Christmas tree, but they didn't have anything like that. But I did get a Zelda Christmas tree, which is badass. They also had a Mario one. I might end up picking that up even before or after Christmas if they haven't sold it yet. But it's pretty cool. The bad thing about this is the USB cable is very short. So I wanted to put it actually on my desktop table, which is like right behind me, literally. And it just doesn't fit. So I'm going to end up getting some kind of a cord where it could stretch out. So that is that. And it's pretty awesome. It lights up. There's red, white, or is it yellow, I think, green, and blue lights. And the tree topper is a Zelda, what do they call that? The Hyrule, the Zelda thing, or whatever it is. I forgot. The name's not coming to mind. And it also has that logo right there. Pretty cool. I love stuff like this, and I want to get more Christmas related, even old school movie or old movie related stuff as far as like Christmas items go. Decorations, ornaments, and it'll be pretty cool. Video game related stuff. I love stuff like that. Even for like Christmas trees, so I want to put that and add more on every year. I think that'll be pretty badass. And I ended up getting this game, which is Fist Forged in Shadow Torch. And I had been looking out and eyeing this game for a while. Funny thing is, the guy that worked there, he's like, oh, I was thinking about picking up that game. And I was like, oh man, I feel bad. Like, I don't want to take the last copy. He's like, oh, don't worry about it. If you ever think about, selling it, which I doubt it, I won't, because I am having a blast with this game. And it is an amazing Metroidvania game, guys. And it is the limited edition. It comes with a steelbook case. And it comes with these art cards, which are pretty badass. And a sticker. About, what is that? 6 stickers. And it does come with a game soundtrack, but since this was used, it's probably, I don't care if the soundtrack has been used, it's fine. But that is really cool. Look at that steelbook case. And that is that. and that's the inside, and there's more art on the inside, which is badass. So you basically play as this rabbit character, and there's like different animals, and you fight different like robotic enemies and stuff like that. But your power is basically this mechanical arm that you have, and it is absolutely amazing. I'm having again a blast with this game. It is so much fun. It is a Metroidvania style game, and I absolutely love Metroidvania games as well. So I'm always on the lookout for that. And as soon as I saw this, I was just like going through the games, and I was just like, whoa, I've been looking out for this game for a long time. And online, I mean, it was kind of somewhat pricey, not really, but I was like, I'm going to wait for it to like drop down in price a little bit. But when I saw this limited edition with the steelbook case and all those extra goodies that it comes with, I was like, yeah, I'm definitely going to grab that. And it was for a really good price as well. And next thing I'm going to show is I went to Walmart. And usually when I go shopping, that's my main store that I go, shopping for groceries and all. I like to go into the video game area and check out what they have. And I ended up buying this Breath of the Wild. It's a wired controller, which is also by PowerA, but it's an official Nintendo product, as it says on it. And it is just this beautiful controller right here, as you guys can see. I don't want to open it yet because it's still not open, but eventually when I do play Zelda Breath of the Wild, I will definitely be using this controller. And it was an older lady that had to come and open up the little locked area where they display games and all that. She even said it, oh wow, this is such a nice case. A nice controller. I was like, yeah, that's why I'm getting it. And we both started laughing, which was pretty funny. And yeah, pretty cool. Went to Target. And of course, I always like to go and check out the shirt area. And I ended up buying this t-shirt, which is a Crash Bandicoot t-shirt, which was pretty cool. Anything, pop culture related, anything like that, video game related, movies, stuff like that. If I find things that I like with, like, the theme of it, the color of it, I'm definitely going to get it. I absolutely loving, especially video game style like shirts or anything like that. So I had to pick that up. Next thing, guys, I'm going to definitely try to pick this up. I don't want to make this video way too long. This is a video game store that I go to sometimes, and this is the video game store that does hold that video game swap type of thing where they have. And I found out that they're not going to have one this month or the following one. It's usually from February all the way to like October, and it's once every other month. So I think they host it or put that together, I think 5 times a year. So it's one every other month starting from February. And the next one after that, they don't do it like in March, then it's in April, and 1 month is, you guys get the picture. Anyway, so I ended up going to the store, got some really good deals again. Picked up, overall, you guys are going to see a lot of retro games, guys. A lot of Nintendo games. Picked up Kung Fu Heroes for the NES. Trojan. The original Ninja Turtles, where everybody's bandana was red, which is pretty cool. And also got Bionic Commando. I think I had this in my collection, but I ended up trading it for whatever reason. But then I was like, I want to give it another go at it. I just couldn't get into the controls for some reason. I don't know why, but I want to give this a go again. So Bionic Commando. I also got Ikari Warriors. And I also got a Switch game, which is Kitaria Fables. And I was asking the employee, like, that looks familiar. He's like, yeah, it's kind of like a farm-based action game. It looked pretty cool. Has a sword in his hand. Looks like that's the main character, which is like a cat. I don't know. Looked pretty cool. So I was sold on a sword. I was like, it's probably like an RPG or action style game. So, Kataria Fables, definitely looking forward to playing that. That was that. The usual video game store that I go to, ended up getting a bunch more stuff. More Nintendo games. Got Athena for the NES. Got Breakthrough, which is a really fun game. Also got Iron Tank, which I did not have. And I ended up getting this one, which I thought I had, but I didn't. Now I have all three, but they're all on the Super Famicom, which is still great. I mean, dirt cheap, you know. And that is Donkey Kong Country 3. I think I got these together as well. Got Guerrilla War for the NES, another fun one. Dracula's Curse, Castlevania 3, which is definitely, I believe, even though this label for whatever reason is rising up, the glue's not sticking right, but that's not a problem. I'll glue it afterwards. Definitely a label upgrade. Looks a lot better than the copy that I have. Just for that part right there, that's fine. And another game I did not have, which is, whoops, that was about to fall, which is Ice Climber. Definitely looking forward to playing that one. And these are like between like a few weeks apart or a week after here and there. Some were all split up, but it is all from that same video game store, minus for the Switch games and the other NES ones. But I ended up also getting Demon Sword for the NES. I did not have this. And another game I had been looking out for a very long time to add to the Genesis collection. A beautiful copy with a very nice, label art, and that is Wings of War. A phenomenal, absolutely amazing shmup. Can't wait to pop that in and play. And also got a couple of PSP games. I said, why not? These look like they're, at first I thought they were like factory sealed, which they're not. It looks like they're probably resealed because of, it does not look like a Y-fold or anything like that, but whatever, it's all good. Also picked up some Capcom Classics Collection. Got the Remixed. And also got Reloaded. Couple of really good titles for the PSP as well. Oh, and I think these are going to be, again, this one for sure is going to be a label upgrade. Also got Rocket Knight Adventures for the Genesis. And absolutely love this game. Picked up Sunset Riders for the Sega Genesis. Really fun game. Love those style of games. That was that. Next thing I'm going to show. Hope I'm not forgetting anything. Alright, I got these stickers. I think they're like 3 for $1 or something like that. They're usually at the flea market where there's like a bin of stickers. They usually have some in folders as well. Still really good deals. I was just searching for the stuff that I want. Oh, there's apparently 4 of them. Okay. So I ended up getting this sticker, which is Jurassic Park. Very cool. I believe that's from the Wind Waker's Link. Also got a Cobra Kai sticker and a Link sticker with a bunch of ingredients for like food he's about to make. As you guys know, in that game, it's from Breath of the Wild Link. So that's pretty cool. So I got a bunch of stickers. Still, I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I have a lot on my CRT TV over there. We'll see. Do some stuff with that. Get creative with it. Another thing, I got this for like a couple of bucks. And this is actually the movie, the recreated movie, which is like amazing. I think last time I got the Aladdin one, that was a really good one too. This, again, a masterpiece. It's recreated with like special effects, and it's actual movie instead of the cartoon version. And I love it that Disney is actually doing stuff, and they're doing it a lot more with, newer projects to come, newer movies. And such a good movie, man. Absolutely amazing. Love it. Really enjoyed that one. Next, I picked up this Pez. Again, the rest of this stuff is from different flea markets. It's a Super Mario one. Yoshi, I got this for like $3. So that was pretty cool. And I ended up picking up this Amy Jo Johnson, aka the Pink Power Ranger, Kimberly, from the flea market for $3. And this is official Bandai, as it says on the back, from 1993. Her gun is missing. I think that's one of the things that she had. But it's really cool where you could flip the head around and you press the belt in the middle. I don't know why that's not flipping, but it did before. So yeah, you press the button right there, which is the belt, and they morph. I guess you gotta press it a little harder. So that's pretty cool. I think it came with like a gun, as far as I know. I'm not too entirely sure, but it is from the 90s, and as a kid I would always watch this. I remember when these TV shows came on, Power Rangers. Back then they were very popular, and of course they still are. There's like a lot of diehard fans for it. And so yeah, I ended up picking up the Red Power Ranger figure from 1993, only for $3. So that's pretty awesome. All right, next, I got this for only $2, and it is an old school McDonald's hamburgers. It's a tin lunchbox. I only got it for $2. And the guy was like, is the thermos missing? I don't know if this actually came with a thermos or not, but it's a mini lunchbox, and it looked pretty cool. But I thought it was a lot older, but I think it's from like 97 or 98, as it says on the bottom. So I got that for $2. Really good deal. Next thing, this guy gave me a really good deal. I have bought from this seller before, so I bundled up stuff, and he gave me like a heck of a deal. I was like, yeah, that's pretty cool. I ended up getting this game only. He had 2 copies of these, but this was in better condition, so I grabbed this one. And it is the legendary Starfy, which is a really cool action platformer style game on a Nintendo DS. Picked up an original OG Nintendo Game Boy game. I had never seen this before, and it's really cool coming across stuff like this. Very nice condition. Very tic-tac label, I would say. And that is Hyper Load Runner for the Game Boy. And it did come with its original plastic protector. So that's pretty cool. Also got Iron Sword Wizards and Warriors 2, which, of course, you guys know that's Fabio on the label. And back then he did a lot of like movies and commercials, and I guess they told him, hey, Fabio, you want to be on the cover art, the label art of Iron Sword? And he said, yeah, I would love to be. I don't know, I guess. But yeah, it is an overall pretty cool game. Haven't played it yet. Never had it in my collection, so that's going in there. And I also got another Dreamcast game, which is always good to get. Dreamcast games, very nice condition. And got the Grinch for the Dreamcast. And a bunch of PS2 games. SpongeBob SquarePants, featuring Nicktoons, Globs of Doom. I believe this plays like a beat-em-up style game, which is really cool. Got Bolt. I know I didn't have the manual for this, so now that's complete. Sega Superstars Tennis. Also got Up. I really love this movie. Really cool cartoon. Wipeout Fusion. I don't know if I had this in the collection yet. And also got Hunter the Reckoning Wayward. And last but definitely not least, I also got X-Men Legends 2 Rise of Apocalypse, which is a very fun action RPG game where you play with a bunch of players, which is really cool. And I think that's almost about it. Now the rest of the stuff that I'm going to show, ended up getting this 1980 Pac-Man tin lunchbox. It's not in the best of condition, but the guy gave me a really good deal. And it did come with its original thermos as well. And of course, I am also after collecting these original ones, these old school lunchboxes. I would want to get like more Nintendo based stuff or other video game or even the Ninja Turtle ones. There's so many of them. But yeah, this thing is like pretty beat up, very rusty. But I'm going to end up getting something called like a CLR where you could like clean up that rust. And hopefully it will clean up. But if not, it's all good. It is from the 80s. I mean, 1980. But still cool to have. Pac-Man tin lunchbox. This guy I usually get games from, and he usually does have like a lot of vintage Ninja Turtle figures. He really hooked it up. Really cool guy. We were talking about, turtle figures and stuff we had as a kid and whatnot. So I actually ended up, besides getting figures from him, he also had some, actually one video game and a couple of manuals, which I needed. Put that aside there. So I ended up getting April O'Neil, which is, I think, a part of the original 10-back, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm only missing one figure, which is the Foot Clan. And they're all right there, right where the window is, where my finger is pointing. I got all the original 88 10-backs, obviously loose. A lot of them are missing their weapons and accessories, but I have the figures, which I'm very happy about and I want to complete. So all I needed is a foot soldier, and those are like really hard to come by. Even online, they're like pretty expensive. Like just for the figure alone, they go for like 30 or more. But anyway, I got April O'Neil. Got this lifeguard Leonardo, which is pretty cool. I'd never seen this before. Like I never had this as a kid, and got that as well. Also got Chrome Dome, very nice condition, very clean. And I don't know why I always end up mixing up these two. This is from the movie. I keep forgetting. Is this Toka or Raza? Or I don't know. Anyway, got the ugly turtle. Remember, there's a quote in the movie where Michelangelo and I think one of the other turtles are saying, "I'll take the ugly one." No, you take the ugly one. And then he goes, "Which one's the ugly one?" So, yeah, I remember that. And they're about to fight them. And, yeah, again, I forgot the name of this figure, this character. It's either Taka or Raza. Not coming to mind. Anyway, I did have the Raphael one, original one, but this one came with the size. And the size alone, guys, like, they sell like for $30 alone, I've seen on eBay, which is crazy. So I was talking to a guy, I was like, are you willing to part with the size alone? Because I have the figure. He's like, dude, just take it for like $5. And he bundled everything up together. And again, gave me an amazing deal. So I still don't have the belt, but I do have now the size. And whichever condition better is, whichever figure has the better condition, I'll end up keeping that one. So I got Raphael, my favorite turtle, even though my favorite color is blue. Just something about Raphael, man. I've always loved him as my favorite turtle for whatever reason. And I guess the weapons as well, the attitude he has, the way he fights, all that good stuff. But anyway, ended up getting the helicopter. So, which is pretty cool. And it's actually like punching gloves, like the wackiness of these 80s and 90s toys, man, which is so awesome. And he even was like testing it out. He was like, kind of like pressing on the trigger right there. So it's like boxing gloves. Pretty badass. It kind of does look a little color faded on the top, or that might be the original colors. I don't know, but it still looks really cool just to find these pieces. As far as like vehicles go, I have the smaller version of the van, but guess what? Now I got the bigger version. Oh yeah. The party van or whatever they call this, and it has the stickers and it says "Foot Stinks" right there. Boot the foot. And then the back, it has a sticker right there. And on the top, This part is kind of like peeling right there. And it says slam, it's party time, bam, pow, conk. So overall, it's in very nice condition. Very cool. I mean, really happy to find these stuff, you know, like this is literally things that I actually had as a kid. Not particularly those certain figures, but I remember my mom would always, you know, take me to Woolworth at the time. God rest her soul. She would always, you know, buy me like Ninja Turtle figures. It would be like $3-4 brand new, and who knew they were gonna like be so sought after and collectible and so expensive, especially the new ones. But again, I'm still happy to have the loose figures, and it's really cool. Anyway, I also got another game I did not have in the collection, and that is Karnov for the NES. Really fun, again, action platformer. And I had this in the box with everything, but the manual was missing. And I noticed that he had a couple manuals and Super Mario Brothers 3. So I'm going to make this complete in the box now. And also ended up getting Donkey Kong Classics manual. So that was pretty cool too. And these were from different sellers. Unreal Tournament. I picked this up for the PS3. Complete, very nice condition. And some lady was selling like video games and DVDs and stuff. And I noticed this in the bunch, which is pretty cool. And it is a free commemorative launch coin with the reservation of Super Mario Galaxy. And it's just the launch coin. And it comes with a certificate of authenticity card in it. And it's pretty badass. Love the packaging in it. And it has the coin right there in it, in the middle. And the yellow, I believe that's one of the stars. And I was playing this on the Wii not too long ago. Such a super fun game. And I only got this for like $2. She's like, oh, it's not a video game? So people see Mario automatically, they think it's a video game. I'm like, no. It's actually a collectible coin. And she's like, oh, if it doesn't have a price on it, then it's $2. I'm like, yep, $2 sounds good to me. And last but definitely not least, guys, picked up a bunch of NES games that I did not have. Again, a seller, he had a bunch of stuff. Gave me a bundle deal, which I was happy with to pay for. A really good deal. So I ended up getting 3D World Runner. And again, all of these labels are in super, super tic-tac condition. Very clean, very nice, very well kept. And I showed a manual for this. And I also got the game for it. Now all I need is the box. And that is Donkey Kong Classics, which has 2 classic games, which are really fun, very challenging, but really fun to play. I obviously had this in a collection, a label upgrade. Contra, one of my favorite games on the NES. One of my favorite games. Super fun game. Very good game. And last but definitely not least, that I'm going to show as far as for the games and everything else, and that'll be a wrap for the year, is Clu Clu Land. Clu Clu Land for the NES. This is not a very easy game to find. I had been looking out for this, let alone seeing it at the Wild. I think it was like one of the games that popped out that was set on the table. That was like one of the first games that I grabbed. And yeah, Clu Clu Land for the NES. Very clean copy. Very happy with that as well. So a lot of games and a lot of really cool stuff gets added to the collection. Very, very stoked. Very happy with all I picked up. And that is pretty much it, guys. Again, I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Hope everybody has a Happy New Year. Hope you guys are staying safe out there. Hope everything is all well and good with you guys. Really looking forward to seeing some comments, man. Let's get into the talk. What have you guys been playing lately? What have you guys been collecting lately? I want to know about it. Shoot me some comments below, and let's get this going. So again, guys, thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate it. I will definitely be back next year. Again, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays to everybody. And that is pretty much it. Again, thanks for watching. And yeah, Sammy's outie. Take care, guys. Until next time.